If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The camera's here and the microphones, and they wanna know, the return. If you are what you say you are, a superstar.
Hello and welcome to the 12th edition of Diamond Talk, here with some esteemed colleagues. Introduce yourself, fellas.
Eric Ostrowski.
Strike throwers are us, Eric Ostrowski and Coach Cooper.
No. You can drop that label here. You're Walker. You're our friend here at
Friend
Diamond
here?
Talk.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Coach.
This episode, we're going to run through a division. We're going to start doing that every episode. We're going to go to the home of the reigning champions, the Houston Astros division, the AL West. For those of you who don't know, this is the Houston Astros, the Anaheim or Los Angeles Angels now, Seattle Mariners, Texas Rangers, and Oakland Athletics. Guys, to start off, where do you think each team is going to fall?
Well, first of all, I'm not comfortable with running through these divisions. If any of you know me, cardio is not my friend. But starting with the AL West, home to the World Series champions Astros, I think there won't be a lot of movement this year or changes in the division as far as the pecking order. I think when you talk about the pecking order, Astros at the top. They've gotten even better this offseason with Garrett Cole. The Angels made some moves to where they could be a little bit more of a competitor, maybe get a wild card spot, but ultimately I don't think their pitching, even with Ohtani, is good enough to take the Astros crown away from them. And then at the bottom you have some small pieces, which I'm sure we'll get into, but I don't think there's going to be a lot of movement.
Astros win the division. That's all I got to say.
That's it.
Yeah, he said it all.
Yeah.
It's not going to move much. Angels got better. The Mariners are pretty good. The Rangers have a decent lineup with no pitching. And then, you got your terrible, absolutely horrendous, god-awful Oakland A's.
So we know the Astros, and let's talk about the Angels and what they did kind of this offseason, just to kind of recap for everybody. So Justin Upton, Ian Kinsler, they made those two moves to add them. So they got stronger in the lineup-wise.
And then they win the Ohtani sweepstakes, which no one thought that he was going to go there.
Is it a sweepstakes or is it a $2 scratch-off? We don't know yet.
I think it'll be a pretty nice turnout when he gets healthy.
Maybe like the $1,000 scratch-off.
Yeah.
That win 1,000.
I mean, I don't think he's the next
$1,000.
Babe Ruth like everyone says he is, but
No, they don't say he's the next Babe Ruth. They say he's the Japanese Babe Ruth. Which I get it because he pitches and he hits well, but
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's a rough comparison. Games really changed since then.
Oh yeah.
So,
I mean, he was unbelievable in Japan, but I don't know how well he's gonna, his skills are gonna translate over. I mean, the Astros just have too much. It seems like. I mean, they've only gotten better through free agency and through trades. I mean, Garrett Cole he's going to be a great, third or fourth option in that rotation, depending on where you have him. I mean, on his best day, he's one of the best pitchers in baseball. On his worst day, looks like a double-A pitcher. But I think with less pressure on him in the rotation, he could really make a huge impact for this team.
Well,
Springer's going to be healthy.
Ace.
He's also with Brian McCann, who seems to handle young pitching very well. Did it really well with Severino in New York.
Yeah.
For a little bit. I mean he handles pitching well.
He's not really young. He's like 28, 29. I mean, he's right around his prime. I think George Springer, he'll be healthy. Hopefully he'll stay healthy. He's going to be a beast again. I mean, he was until he got hurt this past season. I mean, Altuve, we know what he does. Marwin Gonzalez plays everywhere. I mean, this team is locked and loaded for another really good season.
Is this the best infield in baseball? I think it's not even an argument. Like Jose Altuve.
Yeah, there's no question.
No,
there's no question.
Ulieski.
It's Yuli Gurriel.
Yuli, whatever. But he was a former shortstop, and now he's over at first base. I mean, I think that speaks to the depth.
He's also 34 years old
Yeah.
now, and it's his second season, so that's not going to last very long.
Yeah.
But, they're definitely the best infield in baseball. I don't even think it's close.
It isn't close. There's
I think they're a little old at catcher. I think eventually that's going to have to be addressed in the next
That's not a bad
3
thing.
years.
Yeah.
I think they could have benefited from having a Luke Roy. I think Evan Gaddis isn't. I don't like Evan Gaddis.
I'll take
behind the
Evan
plate.
Gaddis. I mean, you.
Eh.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need him offensively. You really don't. You could just get a solid
Yeah.
defensive catcher and leave it at that. Like, I like what to bring him up. I like what the Yankees do with Sanchez, but then they have a solid defensive catcher in Romine.
Austin
behind him.
Romine.
Great defensive catcher. But, I mean, I don't mind this. We'll see how it plays out. There's still a lot of moves to be made. I mean, they could definitely pick up someone, like a Luke Maley who he can't hit himself out of a paper bag, but he's very good defensively.
They're gonna. The only problem I foresee with this team trying to repeat is the bullpen. They're going to have to address that at some point.
Yeah.
But I don't know if at the beginning of the season and when you're playing in the division, it's going to be a huge factor. But at some point in the season, they're going to have to go out and use some of their depth to acquire a bullpen piece.
And, I was just about to bring that up. I mean, here's their depth chart for now. Verlander, Keuchel, or not their depth chart, their rotation. Verlander, Keuchel, Garrett Cole, Lance McCullers, and Charlie Morton. And then 6 and 7, Colin McHugh and Brad Peacock. I think, there could be 4 possibilities, moving to the bullpen. And I think McCullers would make a great reliever. Even though he's very valuable to that rotation. I mean, you look what he did in the postseason last year. I mean, this could be a good move for him, but I don't think it'll happen.
I don't see them moving him to the bullpen.
I see Peacock.
Peacock will be a middle
or
reliever.
McHugh.
Yeah.
And I think
maybe even Morton.
But that
I
is
don't
accounting
see-
for that
I
all
don't know,
5 in front of them stay healthy. So
Which they didn't last year.
right.
Yeah.
So I mean, to be 7-man deep really isn't an issue.
No,
I mean,
not at
it's
all.
really to your advantage. But again, like just my opinion, I think if they want to, they're going to win the West outright. Like I don't think that's an issue, at least on paper right now. But they need to address the bullpen at some time this year, whenever that time becomes. And I don't know who it's going to be that's going to go, but they need to address it at some point.
Yeah, but what do you do
Marwin
to
Gonzalez.
I don't know.
You have
He's
Josh
valuable to
Reddick.
that
You
team.
have Josh Reddick, to where he fits the bill. You can afford to lose. The Astros are so loaded on offense that I think you can afford to lose one.
Yeah, but that's their go-to.
I'll trade Reddick.
I don't know
instead
if you'll
of
get the
Marwin
quality
Gonzalez.
for Reddick. Do you think?
Yeah, you would. I mean, I think Reddick's value, is pretty high. I mean, he's very good defensively, can hit a little bit. He's a power
stroked
guy.
with the athletics. Just freaking stroked the ball.
Yeah, he really hit well in the postseason last year, though. He didn't hit well at all.
Well, I know, but he stroked when he was with the A's. So I mean, there's a ceiling there. There's a
But
ceiling
that was
he can hit.
4 years ago.
That you just said there's a ceiling. He's on his way down. So
I don't know if there's guys that I don't believe in the guys like it's a roller coaster where they go up and they come down. Like Verlander was at his peak 5 years ago, and now everybody's like, oh, he's coming down. But when he got into Houston, he's I don't see it as a roller coaster. Like I just see it as a year to year thing. Like I think Josh Reddick could have a great year this year if he worked out this offseason and figured out what the problem is. Especially with Stanton. We talked about Stanton.
Yeah.
Is he on the decline of his career? Well, then he spikes last year and has a great year. So, I mean, I don't believe in the roller coaster of, he's on his way down. Like, whatever age you are, you can have a good year.
Because it's up and down.
It is,
Absolutely.
but it's not like it's not like a dramatic, like you've now hit the peak, you're coming all the way down.
No,
Does that make
I
sense?
don't believe in
Yeah,
that.
no, I get that.
The resurgences happen all the time.
Right.
AJ Burnett is a prime example of that.
Perfect example. Great in Toronto. Had a good year in New York.
Decent.
2009 was good. 2009 he was good. He was a
Yeah.
good part of our rotation. And then, didn't really see him hit himself again until he could chew whatever he wanted in Pittsburgh.
And boy, he was amazing.
Oh, boy, he was.
Wow, was he good.
3 cans a day, and he was doing great.
Yep.
Anyway, I don't know if they necessarily need to absolutely add a bullpen piece. Especially
I think it needs
if
addressed.
it means they need to trade one of their offensive pieces because that's their bread and butter is offense.
Yeah.
They're going to score 7 to 8 runs a game in the
With-
postseason.
But-
In the postseason.
But with the Yankees bullpen being so dominant, and this is just a question, because I think the Yankees will get in.
They're going to
Do
get
you
in.
think, okay, so, and even the Indians bullpen's really good. When the
Yeah.
Indians, Yankees, and kind of the Red Sox turning it into a 7-8 inning game or a 6-7 inning game. How does that affect the Astros?
Well, if you're in
you
the
don't want to lose a
postseason-
game in the 7th, 8th, and 9th.
If you're in the postseason, you could bring in a starter. I mean, we've seen that.
Well, the
lot.
Dodgers, they were supposed to have a great bullpen, and that didn't work out
Kenley
too
Jansen hit a little slump.
well.
I
Slump
think.
or just better hitting?
Dude, I don't know. He was dominant the whole year.
So
Sometimes,
that's what I'm saying.
sometimes
I'm
when
gonna
you're
go with the
dominant for a
slump.
whole
I'm not
year,
going
sometimes
slump.
when you're dominant for a whole year for Kenley Jansen, though, when things don't start going your way, you freak out and try to correct, and you just can't. Does that make sense?
He looked
I
a little
just think he
fatigued,
hit-
too.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah,
you
it
put
just
100
happens.
innings on
I
a
just
guy's
think
arm,
he
and you
hit a
just don't
better
have the juice.
offense.
I mean,
That's what I'm.
that's a good
I
argument.
don't think the pitches were bad.
I
Marlon
think they were
Gonzalez
flat.
took him yard on an outside 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
I
It
think
was
they were
pretty
flat.
low.
I mean, Marlon Gonzalez has long arms.
But that's one good piece
And
of
I think
hitting.
that's his-
That's
yeah.
one good piece of hitting. So,
I'm just
so
when you're facing
Combination
hitters
of
that
both.
good,
Right.
It's probably
I
just
guess,
combination of both,
yeah,
I think.
so,
His pitches
I
looked a
don't
little
know.
flat. They didn't have a lot of depth. I mean, his cutter, his out pitch really didn't move that much. But
I never really thought it moved that much.
just throw so damn hard.
That's the thing. Like it moves a little, but it's not like
And
he's
he
a
spots it.
Absolutely.
he's a big boy, and he controls his frame really well.
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway,
I know. All right, I want to address.
good.
I want to address moves that these teams can make in order to, try to compete with the
Well, we
Astros, because
probably
it seems
should.
like a consensus here that the Astros are going to win this division if they stay healthy.
We probably should talk like Angels, Mariners, and Rangers
That's
and
what I would-
Athletics
That's
situation
what we're
though.
doing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
We already know the Angels need starting pitching. I mean, that's apparent. They need pitching in general.
They don't. I don't think they need starting pitching. They need to find a guy.
They need to find a consistent starter
Yeah,
besides
somebody
Garrett
in that
Richards.
guy, some guy with it. I don't think they need to go without. I think they need to develop a guy, and a guy needs to shine for them to challenge the Astros.
Why aren't they in on
Development
an
doesn't
Arrieta?
take a year though.
Well, I'm talking
it
like
depends what they're trying to accomplish.
need to
which
find a-
honestly, I think they're trying to win later, like build
Yeah.
a team because
I
they
don't-
know they're not taking down.
well, you
Houston
can't
yet.
when you have Ian Kinsler,
Yeah, they.
No,
and
yeah.
you have Justin Upton, because
Yeah.
those are older
They're built to
bodies.
win now. They're
They
built to win
are,
right
but
now.
I'm saying you could get rid of some pieces and maybe they got a lot of younger pieces.
They
too.
have some time here before pitchers
Yeah.
and catchers to go out and make a move or two yet.
I mean, yeah, possibly Arrieta. What's going on with him?
Yu Darvish.
Yu
He's just kind
Darvish.
of sitting there.
There's a lot
know.
of pitching that's just kind of
Yeah,
sitting
but
there. You'd be
they
surprised.
haven't even been mentioned in those talks. Did
Uh-uh.
they run out of money? Maybe that's the thing.
Maybe
Maybe
they-
they ran out of money.
Maybe.
Maybe
I mean,
they're
I can't
set.
imagine an LA team running out of money.
I don't.
I mean,
I can't imagine. It might be
Otani,
true.
they didn't sign him for that much.
But that's
so-
international cap, or not cap. International
International pool money.
pool money. Yeah, that's what I meant
So
to
it's
say.
it's
Yeah.
a little
It's
different, with
different.
how that affects your cap,
Yeah,
or not
yeah.
your
And
cap,
and they
but your
just took
salary,
on
But-
Justin Upton's salary and Ian Kinsler's.
which is
That's a
Kinsler
lot.
got a good chunk from
Yeah,
the
Kinsler's
Tigers.
a good player.
That was a
Yeah,
good
but
move by the
he's
Tigers
good.
to dump.
Yeah, he's very good, but like I said, they're built to win now. They can't wait.
And they have
Kind of.
Cozart. They have Cozart
Kind
at
of.
third.
I
Andrew
know what
Kinsler.
you
Cozart's
mean.
young. He's young
And-
and, good.
and
That's
you
what I'm
got-
saying.
and you have-
Trout.
you have
and I
Simmons.
really think Trout's going to stay there.
for
I think
his
so too.
career.
They built around him. They built around him,
Absolutely.
which is what they needed to do. And I think Trout trusts the process. Not like Joel Embiid, but he kind of trusts the process now. But they have to find pitching within. I think Jeep brought up a good point that I don't think they need to go out and spend for Jake Arrieta, Yu Darvish, but they need to bring in a guy that has a little bit of a track record and they can get him on track.
I would bring in decent pitchers that aren't going to cost, not like the big agent, the big free market
Right?
guys.
You don't want to spend that kind of money. You're not
like
that
maybe
big
get
of a
I don't
competitor.
know,
Like an Alex
someone-
Cobb.
Alex
Yeah,
Cobb would be
like him.
fantastic.
You know who would have been a really good fit there, and I think that they kind of missed the boat? Garrett Cole could have been a really nice piece for them.
Oh, I'm not worried about Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole won that deal.
Well,
He
I'm
won
not
where he's
saying
at.
that. I'm saying that the Angels missed out on him. No doubt. I think he would have been a great piece there. and
Now the real question is that since the Pirates traded him, did the Pirates miss out on anything though?
the Pirates missed out on that McCutchen deal. That deal for Cole, I mean, considering that he was going to – they've been talking about trading him for years now. They got a really good third baseman in Moran. He's going to be a stud.
I think so.
They got Joe Musgrove, I think.
Right.
That's the guy. He's very young and, an upcoming arm.
So I
throws
don't. I
hard.
think the Pirates.
He's-
I think the Pirates. I mean, to your point, like I think the Angels missed out. Yes, but I think the Pirates did what the Pirates needed to do. In that one case, with the Giants and Kutch, I mean that's a different topic for a different day. But
Yeah.
I don't think they really lost as bad as everybody
I think
thinks.
they I think they did.
I
think it was the management and the owner and the GM kind of stabbing their fans in the back.
I don't know.
I don't think it's
I
a
think
stab.
that
I
is.
think
I don't
it was a
think it's a
good.
stab.
I think it was a good move.
I don't know.
I think
about
you're
that.
playing for the future now.
I mean,
What future do
yeah.
they have though? Wait, let's
What
save
touches
this.
their future?
Let's
'Cause
save
his-
Let's save this for
Let's save
NL
this.
Central, but
All right,
I don't
but-
think they stabbed themselves.
No.
I think they
No,
did okay.
the fans loved him. I don't
So?
think you
So
can do that.
So you
They're
love
not
Josh
gonna win
Donaldson. That
anything
doesn't mean
soon. If we get a good enough offer, if we get a good
Is
guy
it-
for him,
exactly.
I don't see why not.
Good talk.
But he didn't start his career there. He wasn't there. He didn't build that team back
so
up.
if
It's a
Marcus, so if
business.
Marcus, this
It's a business. Like
business.
you can't look at that.
it's
if
a
they trade
business.
Lindor, what would you say in a couple years?
Depends who we get. If we're on the downside,
Okay, it
I want
depends-
the Cavs to get rid of LeBron.
Whoa,
That's saying that's
Yeah.
literally
that's a bold statement.
But what
Are
I'm
you kidding
saying-
me?
that's a different.
What I'm
topic,
saying
but-
here is that the turnout that they got for Kutch, in my opinion, you got an unproven arm, and you got someone who is unproven with the bat. He struck out. He had 10 home runs and struck out over 100 times in spring training, or in the minor leagues. I'm sorry. I don't like that deal. I think they could have got a little bit more for him, but that's just my opinion.
I think Brian Reynolds is yet to be seen how good he's going to be. I think he's going to turn out to be
10
a good
home
corner
runs and
outfielder
100
for him.
strikeouts.
I think he's going to turn out to be a good
I don't
corner
know.
outfielder for him.
Needs to cut down that swing.
We'll see.
All right, the Mariners. They're actually trending upward.
They're good.
They're going to be
gonna
really good. And
I don't think so.
Paxton, if Paxton,
You don't?
I don't.
If Paxton
I
and
just
King
don't.
Felix stay healthy, they have a legitimate
That's what I'm
chance.
saying. If Felix goes back to old, which like you said, it's up and down, peaks and stuff.
Right, but
We'll
I
see.
think I think
He just has to stay healthy. Health is his biggest issue.
I think
James
that's,
Paxton
That's true.
is very
Paxton's
good.
good.
But
so.
I don't think Robbie Cano is worth. I love Robbie Cano. Like he's the reason I liked playing second base as a kid, favorite. But the thing is with Robbie is ever since he got that big contract in New York when he wasn't getting paid the money, he was still kind of lackadaisical, and he's still kind of lackadaisical in Seattle. And
He's getting older now.
I mean, he hasn't really done what you think he was gonna do. Like he was a 25 and 100 RBI guy in New York, and he carried the
I
lineup
don't
a
know.
couple
He's
times.
done pretty well in Seattle.
I don't buy the Mariners. I think there's no bullpen depth at all. I don't think they have any bullpen
I'm not
pieces.
saying they're gonna win the whole thing.
No,
I'm
but
saying
I
they could
just-
be a playoff team and
I
make
don't
some
think so.
noise.
I don't think so.
Nicasio is a good piece for their
They have a
bullpen.
good lineup.
They would have to
They have
have
a
5 or
very
6
solid
guys
lineup.
really freaking step up and have a good season.
Mike Zunino really played well last season.
Seager.
I mean, they just got
Ben
Ryan,
Campbell.
Ryan Healy.
They have D.
who's-
Gordon, Gene Segura.
Ryan
Gene
Healy's my
Segura
guy.
is one of the most underrated players in baseball.
I think he is too. But
So I think
but-
if he keeps playing like he has been, maybe
Ben
a little
Gamble.
better.
Ben Gamble's the
good.
guy.
but I don't think they can make the playoffs. I think they're pitching.
I think
mean,
they're.
They
I
almost
think
did
they're-
last year.
Yeah, they almost did. They were
The
only a couple
AL
games out after missing their top 2 arms.
The AL is not that strong. You have some top teams in each division, and then it's kind of.
I think it's pretty strong. I think it's getting.
I think it just got
I
stronger.
think it got
Well,
very,
it got
very
stronger,
good.
but I'm still saying the Mariners. Well, the Mariners got stronger. They're just trending upward with the rest of the.
I think they're trending upward.
league.
I think you guys are right, but I think this year to talk about like getting a playoff spot's a little much.
Who do you think would make it, the Angels or Mariners?
I think the Angels. I think the Angels have a lot more pitching depth, and that I think King Felix can have a
If-
good year.
if
he's
Mariners
healthy.
Felix-
wait, let's cut it short. Mariners or Angels?
Mariners.
Okay, so see that's
If-
where we differ.
If Felix and Paxton are healthy,
I think there's too many offensive pieces on the Angels.
I'll take the Mariners.
Well, we'll find out at the end of the
I'll
season.
take the Mariners
Yeah.
because of how good they were last year without their top 2 arms, and I think they only got better. And I think Gamble is.
And they got a
coming
good
into his
closer.
own. They really
they
do.
got a really good closer.
Yeah,
but
they do.
you got to get to him.
I think they can.
I think they can too.
We'll see. We'll see. You're not.
Nick,
I don't. I'm not
Nick
saying you're wrong.
Vincent is an underrated setup guy. He does his job.
Yeah, so
I think they could do it. Suitable. It's feasible.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying
Yeah.
right now on paper, and paper's not always right. I just think there's too much offense, and the Angels are better suited pitching wise to win a wild card. Because I think one of your wild cards is going to come from the East, and it's whoever doesn't win between
Yeah.
Boston and New York.
yeah.
So I think the Central only gets the Indians out. I don't think the Twins.
Central just get
Boston
I-
better get a bat.
I don't see the
They
Twins
wanna-
making it.
Yes, Boston needs another bat. They were last in the power ranking, like power hitting. They were last.
I think
in
if
the AL.
I think if they keep everybody healthy, that'll change.
JD Martinez, they need him.
I don't think they need to spend that kind
And
of
they're
stupid
gonna
money.
and they're gonna trade JBJ and get another arm. I think that'd be I think that's what they need to do. They need another.
Yeah,
bat.
where is he going? What
JBJ?
Let's save
Pittsburgh.
that.
No, I'm saying JD.
Pittsburgh. You
Pittsburgh?
said Pittsburgh.
Who do they have to give up?
They cry
I
small
have no
market
clue.
every time something happens. They're like, we lost a game. Up small market. That's Huntington's excuse.
I could see him ending up there though.
No.
not as a joke.
They
I
are
think
so
the Pirates can make a
stingy.
move
I
on him.
could see him
They'll call
For a
JD
trade.
Martinez. They're gonna call JD Martinez and be like, "Listen, JD, we want you, but we're only gonna pay you like $10 a game, and that's it. That's all they're gonna pay him, man."
I don't think JD Martinez ends up in Pittsburgh. I think Jackie Bradley Jr. through trade could end up in Pittsburgh.
With Austin Meadows, no. I don't think they need another outfielder. I think they have their outfield set for
I'm
a
trying
while.
to think of where he could end up, and honestly,
Boston. I think it's going to end up being Boston. I really do.
JBJ.
Oh, JBJ, no. No, I thought you meant JD Martinez.
No,
because
what do you do with JBJ? Because you made the statement that So if JD Martinez, by some miracle of God, because I don't think it'll
Maybe the
happen.
Mets. Possibly.
That's a good talk too.
Yeah.
But
I
he
like
would
the
have to
Mets
be.
right
He'd have
now.
to be the
I'm
center
liking where they're
fielder.
going. Yeah.
Another talk. We'll talk about
I can see
NL East
that.
because
Yeah.
I like that team
Yeah.
too, especially with what they just did with
Yeah.
Frazier.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So, but we got to talk about the turds.
The A's.
No, the Rangers.
Oh,
and the
them?
A's. And the A's.
They need an arm after
The Rangers. I just think they
an
need
arm.
pitching and
They
maybe
need pitching.
some more
And
consistent
they need,
bats.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going
And
to say.
then they're solid, and then the A's just fire Billy Bean, start over.
He's not a good GM.
No.
I don't
like analytics personally.
I like a combination of analytics and an eye test.
You know why the
I
A's
think
like
that
him?
that's
He does not spend money.
Well,
That's
yeah,
why the A's
that's
like
why
him.
they like him.
Obviously.
They
I
make
mean,
money.
Looking
You
at
gotta
the
spend
Rangers.
money to make money, though.
All right,
Not
let's
the stupid
we'll
kind
get
of
to
money
hey,
New York spends.
Hey, we'll
Yeah.
get to them. The Rangers, if you look at their lineup and their depth chart, they're not much different than when they were, one of the top teams and the top team in the AL.
Oh,
and
yeah.
when was it? It was 15. They're not much different at all.
I would argue they are.
I don't think they are at all.
I think pitching they're a lot worse.
That's
Oh,
the
well,
only,
yeah.
Yeah, but lineup.
Pitching,
We're
I'm saying
talking
lineup. That's Coop. Open your ears.
Yeah, I'm listening. The headphones are working. I'm listening. But Chirinos, I don't know about him at the plate.
He hit pretty well last year.
I
I mean,
mean-
not terrible. He's what you want out of a catcher.
And we talked about Odor and Joey Gallo. Like, yeah,
I like.
I think they're going to be good soon.
Oh yeah,
I think
there's no
Odor's got a
question.
lot. He's got a very high ceiling.
Oh,
I don't think
yeah.
we've ever seen.
I think
Oh, yeah.
Gallo kind of reminds me of like a Mark Trumbo left-handed side.
He
Yes.
just hits bombs or
He just
strikes
hits
out.
Yes.
bombs.
So I mean,
Yeah.
but I don't think they have. I mean, Cole Hamels is a good pitcher. All respect to him, but I don't think they have any sort of pitching to kind of compete. In this.
I mean, if Doug Fister's your 3, you got.
No,
problems.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. I
they
mean,
need pitching
Yes.
and maybe a more consistent bat.
but I think they're still a turd in the
No, they-
AL West.
they are a
They're
turd.
a
They're
turd.
gonna
No,
be
they
a
are.
turd.
They're a
not
turd.
a
They're
good
not
team yet.
good, but
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the A's.
I don't want to talk about them.
I think we should.
Let's
Come
talk about
on.
the A's. Let's talk about the
Let's
A's.
talk about the A's.
Chris Davis.
I mean, they just traded away their best power bat and Ryan Healy, or their second best, I should say. I mean, they still have.
Matt Joyce.
Oh my God.
Rajay
Is
Davis.
that Dexter Fowler out in center? That's not Dexter.
No.
Fowler.
It's not Dexter Fowler.
That's D.
He's
Fowler.
too good for them.
I mean, they just got Piscotty. I mean, that's a nice piece. He's not gonna.
They only got that because of personal reasons.
Hey, you know who they got playing second base?
Who?
Jed.
Oh my
Jed Lowry had a
Lowry.
good year last year.
Jed
Believe
Lowry.
it or not. Matt Chapman's pretty good. But I mean, we're talking about a team who give him 5 years.
He's pretty good on a terrible team.
Yeah.
Brandon Moss at first.
He's garbage. he is.
Chris Davis. They still have Chris Davis.
He's not good. He's only
Chris
good
Davis?
because he's in Oakland.
Chris Davis.
Yeah.
He puts up really good power numbers in the biggest ballpark in the league.
Power numbers.
Yeah, it's great when you're
but-
hitting a home run in the 7th inning when it's 11-2.
Yeah, when there's
Yeah,
no
but-
pressure.
Yeah.
So I think
Still,
that
you got to hit the ball.
if they win 50 games, A's
Man,
fans should be excited.
They put their freaking 10th relief pitcher in.
yeah,
versus the
I don't
A's.
ever want to hear another Pittsburgh fan complain because at least they're not the Oakland Athletics.
They are.
You know what? That
Or
is
the
very true.
Phillies.
They're garbage.
Or the Phillies.
Yeah,
They're terrible.
Well, the Phillies aren't.
The
Phillies at least try to do something.
They're
Yeah.
trying, but they're still
terrible,
Yeah.
but they're trying. The Athletics don't even try. They're like, oh, hey, Sonny Gray, see ya.
What's his on base percentage? Decent. Sign him.
They did.
his WAR is 0.5. Let's get him.
The Athletics did get James Kaprielian out of that deal though, and I think he's going to be a quality arm for the Athletics. I liked him at UCLA, and I'm sad to see him go from New York. I
So
think
he
he'll be
wins
good.
20 games and they go 60 and 100.
I don't think he wins 20 games. I think he'll turn into a good.
Not
happened
even.
to the
So
other
they go
2 games?
55 and what? I don't know. They forfeited.
They forfeited.
The stadium
they
blew
waived
up.
him. Yeah.
60 and 102.
Yeah.
There you go. I will still always allude to the Donaldson trading for Brett Laurie. I just think that was the worst.
That was
trade that they
there
could have
at
done.
that time.
Listen,
Looking back, hindsight's always 2020, but at the time, it was not as.
he came in third in the
crappy
MVP
of a-
voting for Brett Laurie. I just
No,
think
that was a bad
That was a
trade.
terrible trade.
Brett Laurie
Come
for
on.
Donaldson.
Yeah, that
It
was
wasn't
rough.
straight up.
That
though.
team was.
That team was
sick.
loaded. Giannis Cespedes, Josh Reddick. They had John Lester. They
Yeah,
had Samardzija.
I watched them put
Oh
up
my
4
gosh.
bombs on the Indians. Well, it was against Zach McAllister, who
But
could,
still, that's
who could be the
impressive.
ace, but still, yeah.
I like that Cotton kid though. Their pitcher. I like him.
That's a
Alex
bold move.
Cotton.
That's a bold move, Cotton. James Cotton, I think.
No, it's not James. It's
Ja-
Jarrell.
Oh,
Cotton.
Jarrell.
Jar-
Cotton.
Oh,
Very
yeah,
good.
yeah, I
He's
know
really
him. He's good.
He's young though. But all right, Eric. We just wrapped up the AL West.
Well, we got to talk about Todd Frazier.
Yeah,
Or should we say
we'll
that?
get to that at the end. We'll get to that at the end.
This is the end.
What?
Are you kidding
He
me?
signed 2 years, $17 million.
It's a great move.
It's a
for the
great move for
Mets.
the Mets.
They're gonna be
and it's
good.
good for Todd Frazier, I think.
All right.
What's that say about David Wright? We'll see you.
I think first base. Maybe they think he can't throw, and they're going to put him over at first.
They might actually.
That's
That's
what I
possible.
think. I don't think it means hit the door, but I
But
think
they had a decent Luke Duda, right? He's still there.
Duda? No, he got traded to the
Or he
Rays
did.
last
He
year.
did.
Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, maybe David Wright.
so.
at
I think you
first.
could platoon him out there. And, I mean,
Maybe.
you still have Jose Reyes and Asdrubal Cabrera. Literally, Asdrubal Cabrera.
He was good with the Indians.
Listen,
for a few years.
He's still kind of good. He's 260. But
Hey, I want to skip to the Are You Kidding Me? Because I need a good laugh today.
mine.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
All right. Well,
I got to hear this.
I don't.
Don't let me down.
So,
Come on, man.
Congrats, Philly. You won the Super Bowl.
Oh Lord.
But
yeah.
I don't understand how when something good happens, you don't want to have a city anymore. Like, I don't understand where you won. I would be okay. Here's the irony in it. I said if the Browns ever won a Super Bowl, the city would burn down, and that was like, just I don't know, a metaphor in a way or hyperbole.
It's hyperbole because we're
Hyperbole.
like, oh, it'd be crazy.
It'd be crazy, but Philly must have heard me and be like, yeah, burn it down. And they literally are rioting. But you'd think, I don't know. It's
This
like,
isn't even the worst part
No.
because Bud Light. I forget what player it was.
Was it Lane Johnson?
It was
I don't
somebody.
remember. It was a
he
lineman.
tweeted last
It was
year
a
he
lineman.
would buy
Everyone
beer.
a beer.
Bud Light jumped on it and they're like, oh yeah, hey, if you guys win the Super Bowl, we'll truck some beer up there and anybody wearing Eagles gear can get one.
Yep.
So
beer.
That city was just.
the worst
that'd
has
be
not
great.
arrived yet.
No,
Next
but-
Saturday, the city will burn.
It'll burn down.
It'll burn like Rome.
It's shit. Yeah, I don't. Wow. Like, when the Cavs won, I didn't run to Cleveland and just start punching windows everywhere.
Dilly dilly.
I was like, yeah. Like, it was a good time, but.
Like, I don't understand.
Philly, man. Philly, are you kidding me? First, you
they
had
flipped
that dude run into a pole.
They flipped
drunk.
a Prius.
Kevin Hart swears on national, which I would do too. But
hilarious.
why
So
would,
did Carmelo.
yeah. But
But
still,
did you
at the
see
same
they-
time, like Philly, they.
Did you see
What are
they
you
flipped a
doing?
Prius?
Yeah.
Flipped a Prius.
It's a Prius.
It's
Who
a Pri-
cares?
it is a
costs-
I could flip that by myself.
Yeah.
Easy there.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Could the three of us flip that?
Yeah.
Yes, but with your back, no promises.
Nah, it'd be like that family. It'd be like that Family Guy where he's like, lift with your arms, don't, or lift totally with your back. Take your legs totally out of the equation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, did you see the dudes flipping the car? They were like 5'4", 120. Just
Yeah, right. They were rocking it.
yeah,
and
they were
then-
rocking
yeah.
it. Like, come on. But yeah, so rest in peace, Philly. You don't have a city anymore. Congrats. It's
Yeah, they
like
might not
it's
even
like
make
the
it to baseball
Baltimore
season.
riots again, except it's a Super Bowl.
Maybe that's what.
Wait, this is a riot that happened because of a good thing. Just think if they
Yeah,
lost.
if they lost, I don't think they'd riot. They just sit in their rooms drunk and cry.
I think something
But
would have happened.
burn down the city.
But
All right.
Carlos Santana left the Indians, and I mean, I can't imagine he's pretty excited that there's another riot in the town. Because when the Cavs won, there was a giant, parade where most people all time in a championship parade. Then he gets away from that shit and he heads to Philly, and it gets even worse. I mean, there's burning the place down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So up yours, Carlos.
No, really, screw him. I miss Cleveland. Then why'd you
He
leave?
tweeted he misses Cleveland.
He,
When did he
in
say
his
that?
speech, he was like, "I'm gonna miss Cleveland. I loved it so much here. I'm sad to leave." And I was like, "Well, you didn't have to."
Yeah, that's the same thing.
You never
that's
know.
the same way I feel about Edwin. And we offered him more money. So
You offered him more money than
4
Cleveland?
years, $80 million, yeah. Well, we offered him same amount of money, but a year. Another
Really?
guaranteed
Yeah.
year. Yeah. And then
It's $20 million, but
we'll talk about this.
I'm gonna pack up
off
my
air.
All
I'm gonna pack up my talents and head to the corner of Ontario and Huron.
All right, let's end it here. Guys, any last words for this episode?
It's been real,
no.
and it's been
No,
fun.
No. And
Mute.
his mic is off.
I hate winter. There you go.
Thank you.
All right.
No, shut up, Coop.
All right, guys,
You're
it's been
Back
real.
up. No. And
Grange.
all right, we will see you next week. Have a good week. We don't say that too often. Have a good week.